with our first Coast Guard member of the evening.
Yeah!
Yeah! That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. She is a retired Coast Guard member, 27 years.
Yeah!
Very funny woman. Also takes chances diving as a diver for the Baltimore National Aquarium. Yeah. Just in case you see her, you can wave with the little thing. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Luann Barndt.
Yeah!
Thank you all for being here this evening and helping me check stand-up comedy off my bucket list. I dumped my bucket list after jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. I realized that a bucket list contains adventures to experience before you die, not kill you in the process. So as a leadership coach, I learned that comedy, like coaching, helps us become better observers of ourselves. So join me real quick in a little practice. I'm going to invite you to inhale up your back, lengthen. Exhale down the front, soften. Think of something that makes you smile, really smile, and extend. You just created a hormone cocktail of oxytocin and testosterone. We call that a dose of connection and confidence. And for me, it's an antidote for resting bitch face. So I was a little intimidated when I met my fellow comedy bootcamp recruits. As you'll see, they're pretty naturally funny, and their families all encouraged them to do stand-up comedy. I did not get that same reaction. My family said, "You? Doing comedy? That's hilarious!" Because you're not. So the reaction really didn't surprise me, though. I'm known more for my discipline than my humor. We say our children were raised by Disney dad and drill sergeant mom. Yeah. I'm the proud mother of an Army soldier and a Navy sailor. So I told my sons that going to boot camp was like a trip to Disney World. Strap in, boys, for a wild ride and some terrorizing fun for the drill sergeants and cosmic justice for mom. So I feel blessed because doctors told me I couldn't have children. When my husband met me, he thought he hit the jackpot. Practice sex with no consequences. I thought our first son was a miracle. My husband thought his booty prize turned into a booby prize. People are surprised to learn that my husband and I have been together almost 30 years. Miscommunication is key to our success. I sent him to the doctor to have his hearing checked. Unfortunately, he hears just fine. We discovered he has a listening problem. So I tried sign language to help with our communication. When I gesture with the middle finger, he simply says, "Number 1, Dizzy Dad." And I remind him, "No, sweetheart, you are a number 2. So after a year of being stationed on 2 different coasts, the military's definition of co-location, my husband retired, and shortly after, I had to get the mandatory flu shot. And I hate the flu shot because it always makes me sick. So I decided to suggest, since my husband was actually living in the same coast, that I might be pregnant. The corpsman said, "You have to get a pregnancy test." Damn, I'm gonna have to get the flu shot. That night, I went home and told my husband, "Your retirement gift will be here in 6 months." Yep, I got to skip the flu shot, and my husband got a baby for retirement. Now, my husband is a decade older than I am, and his younger brothers were having grandkids when we were having our kids. And they told him, you're supposed to get a 4-letter word that starts with a B for retirement, but it's not a baby, it's a boat. So I just earned my Doctor of Education degree, literally got the letter email today. So I learned it's very important to it's vital to make distinctions. Making distinctions is vital to learning. So for example, the distinction between training and education. For us parents, it's simple. We want our children to experience driver training with lots of practice and read about sex education with no practice. And the latest retirement trend for baby boomers in transition is called regeneration, redirection, and refinement. Yeah, so as we're getting older, we're getting bolder because we lost our filter and found our fuck it bucket. So this is me playing with comedy, leaning into discomfort, like Phoenix rising from the ashes of a hot flash. Share the love.